Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well...
Take a sniff, good sir.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
You wouldn't believe how much he gave me. What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polished?
I'm not...
Oh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have... an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them. Do you think they'll be back? So, I need a new dress.
Needed to a silken
Eat a shark!
softness, like eating a cloud with a crust.
A deposit?
You rest, Bo. You've earned it.
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
Why's the tavern shut?
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble or...
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
Let me treat you. I'm pretty flush these days.
Behind you now. The inn's a mess of blood-soaked splinters, thanks to you. The least you can do is let us clean up in peace. I told the guard those soldiers started it. Don't need any more trouble.
What was all that crashing and banging about before?
The finest fabric!
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Fresh bread. Warm from the oven.
Yeah, and beyond.
Why's the tavern shut?
Master Lubor has high expectations of you. Don't disappoint him.
The misfortune Dalamil finds herself in is of a crystalline nature. So do be discreet in your inquiries.
Will this suffice as a...
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle? Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in, but my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000, a small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge.
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're big. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere. And pocketing the
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then. Just as you arranged, and put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
Perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Of course.
I need a drink.
Fucking men of the wrong. Anytime they pull their snouts out of Kupka's trough is when they want to take us.
This river runs all the way to the southern seas. They used to load the...
Why is the tavern shut?
My carpets have
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Needed to a silken soft.
Do you think they'll be back soon?
Plates and pots! Basins!
I'll take it from here.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
It's not over yet, Uncle!
Good! I'm just getting warmed up! Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role.
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly, buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon. It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. I suppose it could have been worse. Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing and those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear.
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Greybeard.
Of all the... Ugh!
Here, where... Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a...
Thank you.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rosina Dalamil is back in bed with Sid.
Omia Lostelan. Tu Isakelis.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive. So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle.
I've never even forged a button. Perhaps Forge Master Luber's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I. Oh, wait. Sorry. My mind was... I'm Sava, Master Luber's least accomplished, soon-to-be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type. People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchen. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dalamil. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about.
I'm afraid not.
Never mind.
I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been. And the loop...
Let's...
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I'd better get to it.
Yes, they're quite soon.
Fresh bread, warm from the...
Welcome, sir.
A question. I need to know what makes a good carving.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives... Give me...
So,
Made from the stoutest stoneware. Won't ship, won't... Back, no matter how rocky the road.
I'll be asking for you again, my sweet.
Then see that you stay a little longer next time.
Everything I've worked for. All those years of toil.
you all right?
The baths are closed. I'm...
I'm... One eat, my...
Plates and pots!
Hanging lantern!
Ha! They've opened the gate!
Lubor was true to his word.
Well, we can make our way back to the Fang now, at least.
What is it? Sorry. Has to be able to...
Thank you. So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Good day, my lord. Go with Gilbert.
Silver platters, made from the stoutest stoneware.
Take a sniff, good sir.
The finest fabrics! Fresh from the...
So, you learn anything useful?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how...
All the cook said was that he needs his two...
So, no.
No, right, I mean...
Is that...
Faster!
Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but...
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like that, but
Are there any material...
What?
You...
folk first settled Dalamil to get...
Blood, I don't... It's... Looks like Clark. You're
Did I...
right. So, do you crush it up, or just...
This is no good.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
The finest...
Take a sniff, good sir.
Kneaded to a silken softness, like eating a cloud with a press.
Plates and pots!
Sweet incense! What's candle?
We should get going soon.
Ah, I'm not too late.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Selmeki and Waloed are allies, and as you've seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest. I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you're...
Come on.
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
Run like the wind.
Come on, girl. The gate's open now. We can press on.
What the hell are those things?
By the flames. That explains the heat. Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
I saw with my own two eyes what you did to those devils down there, and I still hardly believe it.
Come on, girl, the gate's open now, we can press on. How do you put down roots?
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what's...
You are one of the good... You and that merchant both. She's got quite a gift for teaching. Now... A knife forged from the very rock...
Huh?
I'm sorry, Forge Master.
Let's take a look then. First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of... What do I... It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy. Heavier than it should. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick. The butch element?
Yes.
If for the
There goes a master. So lost me. You've come.
My carpets have
The most fragrant herbs and
fresh bread, warm from the oven. Here, have a taste.
made from the stoutest. There he is. Won't you? I was hoping we'd be seeing the baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
You tell her fine. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? Right. Who's this?
What do you need? What do you want? Should last you a good while. No scratches, all right? Anything else?
Sid's go to find Cooker and finish the job.
That's right.
The little uns have been up to their old tricks again.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. Come again. I may have more for you.
Clive! Anything catch your eye?
Well, this is no good. I was hoping to get out of the... heat for a little while.
Is it true? What I'm hearing? Another rock carting off.
Faster!
Well, Clive, looks like you're gonna need an even bigger sword.
Give me thunder! The main blades! It should have stayed in its shell.